Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to anybody who's watching, and welcome back to the channel and episode number 2 of the Nottingham Forest rebuild, British only players. Now, diving straight into it, looking at this, obviously on the previous episode I did say that we didn't have our transfer budget, and financially wise, it still doesn't look like I've done my transfer budget, but I have been spending. Net debt is looking worse. Overall balance is looking horrible. I'm really hoping that I'm not going to get another points deduction, because before we have a look at the transfers, scheduling wise, we've had a bit of a stinker to the start of the season. We lost to Aston Villa, we drew with Crystal Palace, we drew with Leeds, who got promoted, and weirdly enough we played Wolves again in the second round of the Carabao Cup, but they got their revenge this time and they beat us. But we did beat Bournemouth 3-1, so at least we have some points on the board, and that leaves us in 10th position, which, okay, if you asked me at the start of the season, I would have taken that. 1 win, 2 draws and a loss. Quite happy with that. Man United flying at the start of the season, along with Spurs, weirdly. But transfer-wise, some things have been happening. So I spent 106 million quid. How, you ask? Well, I sold 83 million because that's what I had to do. To sell to buy. I lost a few players on free transfers. Chris Wood went, Felipe went, got some people off the wage budget. A couple of others wanted to go out on loan because they just didn't fit into the system, so the likes of Anthony Elanga has gone to Sheffield United. Ryan Yates didn't want to hang around, even though he was a mainstay for last season, so he went to Wolves. And just a load of other young players as well. But I also sold Sangari to the Saudis. They came in, and as most people know, you can't really say no to the Saudis when they're offering ton loads of money. And the same went for Orel Mangala and Emmanuel Dennis, who were both out on loan last season, and I wasn't going to use them, so I got them off the wage books as well. Remo Freuler, that deal was already done pre-game for season 1, so I couldn't do anything about that. John Joe Shelby, the Baldy, is gone, and a couple of other players for minimal amounts, which, as I say, it brought in 83 million quid, which I think actually the start of the season, the transfer budget, I had about 25 million, something around that mark anyway. But we'll start from the bottom. So I did bring in a free transfer and a loan signing. I brought in Tyler Morton, who I actually think is a really, really good player on this game, and I have used him before in, I think it's my Sheffield Wednesday save, and he done really, really well. So as a squad depth member for this season, I think he'll suit quite well. I needed a left back, but obviously being British only, I had to go and get somebody who fit the bill, and to be fair, there isn't that many British left backs that are decent enough for the Premier League, so this was my best option. Who he is actually classed as Ivorian and declared as Ivorian, but he declared as Ivorian after he transferred. Because if you look at his information, he does come up as English. He's had English under 20 caps, and then for some reason or other thought, no, I'm not going to get in the England side, and declared for Ivory Coast. So it's a weird one. Then I signed another striker, Tommy Conway from Bristol City, another good young striker, good pace, good finishing. Nothing majorly outstanding, but I thought another good striker option, seeing as Origi left because he was on loan. Didn't sign him, obviously. Todd Cantwell, the former Norwich and also Rangers in real life man, and he's an excellent player. Somebody to play behind the strikers, along with Gibbs White, fits in quite nicely. Angel Gomez, or Angel Gomez? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I brought him in from, I believe it was Man United. No, he is former Man United, that was it. But he went to Lille, and he's done okay, I suppose. But being British again, and the lack of British options to bring in, I thought, you know what, 16 crossing, 16 passing, good flair, good physicals, good mentals. I'm quite happy with that. So it's another central attacking midfielder who could fit into that side. And then the final one that I did bring in on this part of the transfer window was I wanted a pacey striker. Again, strikers that wanted to come to Forest were very few and far between, and I had to pay over the odds for this guy, but I liked his acceleration and pace in his finishing. So I got Cameron Archer from Sheffield United for, what was it, 40 million. I did also bring in one other player before the tick over, and that was Jack Clark. I know he's classed as a winger on this game, but I actually kind of figured, you know what, he looks alright as a shadow striker, so that's what I'm trying to train him as at the moment. Weirdly enough, he doesn't seem too happy about that, but I think he'll do okay. So that's the transfers brought in, and if we have a look at the quick pick without restriction, that's what the team is looking like at the moment. So you've got Archer in a 1 year up front, who drops down into the DLF role. Gibbs White, Cantwell there, Dominguez and Danilo, Amabamidele, Niakate, Sells, Sessignon and Neco Williams. Quite a strong side. At the moment though, as you may notice before I did this, I am actually going to keep Jack Clark in this position here, because I want him to get as much game time as possible as a shallow striker to see how that works out. Which means obviously Cantwell and Gibbs White are going to have to be arguing over this position as the attacking midfielder. But I think they'll be alright. I say it hasn't been the best start to the season, but I'm confident enough that we can at least consolidate our position and possibly finish around the same position we're at the moment, so around this mid-table area. The club vision, again, they want a mid-table finish, so they got a little bit more ambitious instead of avoiding relegation. I don't know why they were disappointed with playing attacking football, because that tactic is quite attacking. I've got a balanced mentality, but the rest of it is like normal gegenpress, so it should be alright. I don't know. But, with that being said, I'm going to simulate this second season to see how we get on. Fingers crossed, it's all plain sailing and we consolidate our position. So I'll see you when it's done. Ooh, we are getting closer. We are getting closer. We are only, what's that? 5 points off the European spots. We're pushing the likes of Newcastle and Chelsea here, and Liverpool have dropped off massively. That's weird. Oh, that reminds me, actually. Who is the manager of the moment? Luis Enrique. Alright. Wouldn't have been my pick. But, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. We've lost a couple of less games. Our goal difference is in the positive. But that's okay. I mean, we look at the schedule. We had a pretty stinking start to the season, and we had a rough patch around November, December wise. But after that, March, April, won every game in April. That's really good, beating the likes of West Ham, Brighton, and then towards the end of the season, only losing to Southampton, but beating Leicester and Sheffield United, who obviously got relegated. I'm quite happy with that. Squad-wise, I'm looking at this. You know, see, this is what I don't understand, right? At the start of this second season, Matt Sells is who I would consider to be the best keeper in the squad. Odysseus, I'm Vlachodimos? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. I don't rate him as a goalkeeper at all. But he played more games than Matt Sells, and Matt Turner was the main starter. I don't get it, and the reason why I didn't put Matt Sells in as a permanent fixture is because I thought the game would pick him, but quite clearly not. So now he's a little bit upset that he's not getting the playing time, and I'm a little bit upset because I think if they actually played him, we might have actually got some better results. So that's something I'm going to have to ponder for season 3. But with that being said, Awoniyi and Archer both got 10 and 14 goals. Awoniyi, that's okay, not too bad. 1 in 4 games. He's playing a little bit further back. Todd Cantwell had a really good season. 36 games, 11 goals. Gibbs White, 6 and 6. Could be better. Where is he? Where's Jack Clark? There. So, as you'll see, he only played 10 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. As the season was progressing, and I wanted to bring in a couple of youth players through the youth candidate system. I took Jack Clark out a little bit earlier than that because I saw the results weren't going the way they were, so I decided, you know what, take him out and just let the game pick the team, and that's when the results actually started picking up. So perhaps I was wrong that he is not a good natural shadow striker. And I think the main thing that lets him down is his concentration. Everything else, actually, he should be ready-made as a shadow striker, but perhaps this is his spirited, lack of concentration personality. I don't know. It's weird. I thought he would have been better. But overall, I'm quite happy with that. Another one who played really, really well. This guy is awesome. Danilo just keeps on getting better and better, and I think he's going to be world class. And going to be very, very hard to hold on to because Man United are after him. Big clubs are starting to look at him. Let's see if we can keep him or not. And in the other competitions, because there was no European thing next to our name, I'm presuming... No, poor. Obviously, we know we're already out the Carabao Cup. 4th round by Man United. That's just bad luck more than anything else. So, rolling into season number 3, what have we got to play with? Still about 10 million, but the tick over hasn't, or the next couple of days hasn't come along, so the budget's not quite right. I'm imagining though, I'm not going to get a lot looking at this overall balance, and the debt's not looking good. Okay, getting hamstrung by the budget and hamstrung by the fact that I've only got British players to buy. Gonna have to be a little bit wily with my transfer signings on the season number 3, but that is it for season number 2. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. There's so many more of these videos, rebuilds that I've done, and little experimentations as well, so go and check them out. There will be a couple of links at the end of this video as well, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra.